Hey there, guys. Sloppy here, and today I'm here with Saidanmaster. All right, don't say hello yet. And Curious Key. And we did this last Friday. I would say it was a rousing success. And we're here again to talk about more things to do with this this game we're in. And today was something I wanted to talk about, and I figured I'd ask two of the smarter people that I know about this game. Today I want to chat about things in Creativerse that we wanted to see added or changed in some way or another. And while we're doing that, I guess we can just mention we're going to be working on the pathway around spawn here in the Creator server.
Yep.
Which Saidanmaster has all the blocks for, so I'll just wait until he throws down bags of things.
Give us stuff.
Yeah, I wrote down a few things, and I'm sure you guys have some ideas as well for things we can add, change in Creativerse. And yeah, so
Cool.
does anyone want to start us off?
Well, one of the things I've been thinking about in terms of environment, because I've got things in a few different categories, I might say, is one thing I would like to see in the environment changed is well, two things actually. First, oceans need some more stuff going on, really badly in my opinion. They're a bit empty. Minecraft, I will mention the game, had that same issue for quite a long time, and you know, I think just like with that, it's quite important if we can. It would be great if we can get something changed about it. And the second environmental thing is trees. We need saplings to turn into actual trees.
Oh, yeah.
Rather than lollipops. Lollipop trees are, you know, funny, but it would be great to have actual trees.
That seems like something that'd be easy to change too. Just make like a full.
Well, yeah, I
think
guess.
they have to. I think they're going to have to completely redo. I think this came up when I was doing the Q&A with Brainsloth and David. They have to completely redo the sapling system in order for that to happen.
Oh yeah, I can
But
see how that might be necessary.
yeah, I think it is definitely on their list of things to do soon. So
That sounds
Probably
good.
make the leaves despawn naturally while you're doing that. That's-
Yeah, that would also be nice. However, one thing is, because leaf blocks are a little bit more, like, I feel like people use them for more stuff in Creativerse and in Minecraft. Would you have them drop in some way in bags every now and then, or how would you handle that? That would be a question, I think.
Saplings.
Yeah.
Yeah, how? Yeah,
Like, would they
it's,
drop saplings and leaves in bags, or would they not? It's like, because in Minecraft, you just have items, you know?
Yeah, they just fall to the ground. I wanted to actually go back to the first thing, because Minecraft did add, they added squids first, and then people still complained, and then they went back and added ocean temples and whatever the things, the weird fish thing, guardians or whatever they're called.
Guardians,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's a hostile kind of creature kind of thing. Yeah, in my opinion, oceans in Minecraft could still use some love.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking too. It's like, I still almost feel like there isn't enough to...
Exactly, that's kind of one of the things is, with games like this, you've got two things to focus on, because it's an industry reality. Matching Minecraft, and when you can, beating it. And I think Oceans is somewhere where it could beat Minecraft. Because they haven't done much. You know?
True. Yeah.
Has anyone else got some other issues?
my
ideas?
big want is like a complicated connected inventory system thing. So think like the applied energistics mod.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
storage.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. You said that in maybe the most confusing way possible.
Okay.
It's on my list. Easier storage or some sort of automated storage.
Yeah,
Storage and crafting together too.
I would love, basically, machine-implemented inventory and crafting logistics.
Yes.
If that's way more
Actually,
confusing,
they
but...
sort of bring it up. Well, not directly, but they did like somebody's tweet where they retweeted somebody who literally said, "Can we get some storage pipes or something?"
Yeah.
So I think maybe that is something they're addressing.
It
But
would be...
easier storage would be amazing.
It would be good if it happened, yeah. Absolutely. And from what I've heard of people talking about machines, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming in. Like, for a while, I was talking to them about how it would be great to have a piston analog, something that would move blocks.
Oh yeah.
And they said, that due to the way the game works currently, it's difficult, but they actually have that in their pipeline. They not promising to make it, but they want to make it. They want to make something that can make things move a bit more. So, and all sorts of other things. So I'm quite sure that if they are planning on doing stuff like that, they'd probably also want to do stuff with inventories, just because the inventories are much easier to do in many ways.
Yeah.
So.
The idea that I had, it kind of goes along with another. I think they retweeted another tweet involving searchable inventory. So like having a search bar at
chests, and then
yeah, so more like having like a search bar at the top of your bag, and being able to search through that, because it can get kind of crowded sometimes, and you're like, where's this thing?
Oh yeah, fair enough.
So that could be kind of connected to. I don't think either of you guys would remember the old crafting table. I've been building a big one in my main series.
No, I remember the old crafting table. It was a thing when I started playing.
Okay.
in Creativerse.
Yes.
Yeah.
They just came in, randomly spawned in the world.
And you had to find them to get the first kind of tier of tech going. You couldn't make
like
them.
crafting wasn't in your inventory. It was all in.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've said before that they could just reuse those assets and have that be like the central like controller of the system. So you open a crafting table and it's connected to a bunch of chests through probably like a special type of wire. And then through that you can craft and search through your inventory, pull stuff out, all that stuff, just through that one terminal.
That would be nice. Yeah, very much like the ME terminals in
Yeah.
in Applied Energistics. That would be great, actually.
Really, just seeing the storage inventory system overhauled to make it easier would be great. I also put no more scrolling in inventory on my list of things, because sometimes I just miss blocks.
Yeah.
Because I have to scroll up or down. It's like, why is scrolling in an inventory? That doesn't make any sense to me.
The scrolling needs to be fixed anyway, because it doesn't always scroll.
Yeah, that can be troublesome. My next things are somewhat bigger things. There's two things which I'm not sure. The first one, I'm not sure if they intend to do, but if they do, it would be great to have. And that is the option to have a single-player, non-server world.
Oh, yeah.
Just because just logistically, it makes it so much easier, especially if people's internet goes down. And if they're not intending on playing with anyone else, it would just solve a lot of the issues that can occur with every world being a server.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of being attacked by a guy here and have no weapon.
Okay.
Thanks. And the second one, again, I have no idea if they intend on ever doing something like this, but it would certainly, to my mind, improve the quality of the game. And that is, like, I don't expect them to ever do infinite worlds because, they're having to host this stuff. But actual random generation, to me, would be a massive improvement. Rather than the template world system we've got right now.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
So that, worlds are actually different. And obviously that would change the environment quite a bit as well, because it's not going to be quite the same as these kind of pre-cooked worlds. But
something that Ark Survival did is they have their default maps, right?
Yeah.
That then they've used a few DLC maps that players have created and stuff. But they also have a procedural generation option, so you can procedurally generate a map. With the caveat that it may not have all the things you need or anything.
Oh yeah, exactly, yeah.
And they'll be a little bit more buggy, but I think something like that could work here.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah, I think you've hit on the right idea there. Having something like that as an option with the caveat that maybe you'll get unlucky, but have the template, or do they call them, what is it, reference worlds? Yeah. As a default option. Yeah, that would be good.
But it's like kind of funny because even with the reference world, that one Saidan was playing in, he was even complaining. He's like, there's no desert.
Yeah.
I can't even get sand. So it's kind of.
Did you have one with actually no desert?
There were some deserts, but they were all like super small.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That actually leads nicely into another thing I had on my list, which was.
Oh no, I don't.
Well, I put more sort of mundane / RPG elements, but essentially like an actual reason to explore the world. Because once you find all the biome, it's like I have no reason to go explore the map. Like, I might find a canyon that's cool, but it's like there's no reason to go out in the world once you have everything.
Yeah.
So like even Minecraft, the bare minimum.
I was gonna say,
I think that stuff. They added villages, they added, temples, they added this, that, and the other thing. It's like
yeah, Minecraft had a similar problem for quite a long time. There wasn't much of a reason to explore, and they've been, even now, they're still trying to.
Yeah, they did the bare minimum. I feel like.
Sloppy, can you craft me some of the paths because I have the ingredients?
I can't.
Okay, I've got
I've
got slabs and I've got rods for you. Here.
Also, just for reference of the videos, Remy is building on stream over here. He's building this building.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't want to just not bring it up, but.
Oh yeah.
Remy's over here building.
Yeah, I'll come over here.
It looks pretty good. I'm not.
Yeah, he's building actually a really nice inn. So, yeah, be a bit of a guest house.
By the time this video comes out, he'll be done. So.
Oh, I expect so. Yeah, he seems to be building really quick. Like even 20 minutes ago, this was just dirt here. So. Yeah, he's a quick builder.
So something I think along the subject of the customized worlds kind of thing, I think having, like with the customization options they want to add, having customized worlds could be really cool. Like having single biome worlds.
Oh
or,
yeah.
That kind of thing. Just like a single world, like of the normal size, that's like just a jungle, could be really, really cool.
That would be fantastic, actually. Yeah, it would. It reminds me of like the control you can get with things like, I don't know if with Minecraft you ever played with a mod called Alternate Terrain Generation.
Oh yeah.
But it gave you a lot of control over stuff like that. Having an interface like that mods would be hell for players who weren't very technically minded, but having something a little bit simpler but that still gave you some options would be great.
Yeah, I think they're kind of on a path to be able to do that, make things that are more user-friendly to people who aren't as technologically astute, I guess you could say.
Yeah, because like a lot of the players of Creativerse are kind of less computer science geeky than like Minecraft's player base. You know, and you know, that's not any kind of criticism. It's just that's what the player base is like. You know, a lot of them just want to hop on a game and play, and so we have to be careful about adding stuff that would be just confusing or annoying or not user friendly. I think user friendliness is really important for Creativerse.
That's one of the main complaints I have about Minecraft's custom world generation option.
Yeah,
is that it's really confusing to get used to.
It is, yeah.
Like you pretty much have to have an online thing to explain it all to you.
Yeah, and
you could say the exact same thing about Minecraft in general.
Yeah,
nobody knew how to play Minecraft until a YouTube video came out.
Yeah, Minecraft is a game that does not tell you how to play it, and Creativerse is a game that teaches you how to play it. It's a very different experience, which caters to a different kind of player. So whenever they make changes like this, of course, they're going to have to take that into account.
Yeah.
Also, fishing.
Yes.
I don't know why, I just want fishing in this game. We're talking about adding stuff to the water.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, yeah. And it would be...
Actually, I put that in the same element as the reason to explore the world. I think the game just needs more like mundane RPG elements in general. We just need more things to do. Because right now, you build. I mean, yeah, you can fight stuff, but once you have the good armor, which disappears far too quickly to justify making, it's just like, there's no reason to play anymore after that. You have like the machines and stuff, but even those have a limitation. I want more of that mundane stuff, so it's not just building, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe
and
that's just a personal thing. It would turn into a bit more of an RPG style game, which maybe isn't what they want. But I think it could go a long way towards the game.
like something I would really like with fishing is for it to be a game where, like a mini game where when you're fishing, the fish you catch are actual creatures in the water that get attracted to the lure and bite it. Rather than fish
really
appearing
cool, yeah.
out of nothing, have actual fish in the game, but you catch them with the fishing rod. You know?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
That's always one of the things that bothers me about Minecraft fishing is it was just they were appearing out of nowhere pretty much.
Yeah, it was very gamey. And it would just be nice to actually have modeled fish in the game that you can go, oh look, there's a fish over there. I'm going to cast my rod at it and see what it does.
Yeah.
That would be really nice. Basically, I want the Zelda Ocarina of Time fishing game in Creativerse. That's I want the water of Creativerse to be like that, where I can see fish swimming around and I can throw a rod at it. It might not be realistic. It might be really hard to do. But if it's possible, yes.
Yeah, definitely.
we are all saying this with like the caveat that I don't think any of us have any idea what goes into making a game.
No,
or
I mean,
the scale it would take to change
No.
these things or anything. But
yeah, I mean, like, I know some very basic programming stuff, but I would not ever be able to have any idea how such a large project comes together.
more block Saidan, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't even know what language Creativerse is in, so...
I know it's made with Unity. I don't know what. It's probably C++ or something like that.
Unity is generally C-based, so it probably is C++, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's one of the things is, you can know how to program a little bit, but that doesn't tell you how a huge project comes together. Like, I can make Pong in Python. And I can make that work for 2 players on 1 keyboard. Okay, fine. But that's a 1-person project. Like, a bug there can affect maybe 2 other things. In Creativerse, you put a new feature in, and I don't know how many different things you could break.
And bam, super jump.
Yeah. So it is a very different thing.
Yeah, I just wanted to preface it. We have no idea what
Yeah.
it would take to do these things. Just
Oh,
things to chat about in this Friday video here.
Exactly. Oh, I found more stones that need paths laying down. I thought we'd consumed them all in our thirst for block placement. But
Yeah, we're
I
getting
found a
close.
few.
2 things that could be, I assume, super easily changed that we just need in the game because I'm furious they're not in the game yet. Furious is the wrong word, but why the hell isn't there an improved processor?
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't care if it costs me all the lumite in the damn world. Give me an improved processor. I'm exhausted waiting 2 minutes for things to craft.
And actually, that ties into something I was going to mention. It would be good to have an energized machine system, like a power system, which would give you access to like better ways to process and forge things. But you'd have to supply them power, and you'd be like piping items
I think
into
that would
them.
add a lot of elements to the game that maybe they don't want, because then it becomes like the mods in Minecraft.
Yeah, it depends on how you do it, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, they already have their arc technology, so they could bring in something like energized arc or something like
That's
that.
true.
Yeah.
I just think-
That wouldn't be like proper electricity, but it would
Just
just
to
be.
play devil's advocate, I almost feel like that would add, like that would bring sort of a whole new like side to the game where it becomes almost like energy, it becomes like energy production versus consuming, and it adds a whole other element to the game. If they could do that in a way that you can still play the game traditionally, sure.
Well, yeah. I think largely it would be just for if you want to do something like a bit quicker and more efficiently for like people who want to have big systems, but have a lower tier tech, which tier of tech, which you can just keep on with if you want.
Yeah. Speaking of faster, the second thing that I'm still not sure why they haven't changed yet, better farming. Give me a faster hoe. Make farming not as sucky as it is. Like, is there anyone that enjoys farming
Yeah,
this
like
game?
I haven't done farming much, but the parts of it which I did do just didn't really interest me, so I ended up not bothering with it.
It takes forever to process the seeds to have enough to actually justify like a decent sized farm. Then it takes like 30 minutes to hoe the ground. I just did my farm, so I'm still just exhausted thinking about it.
Yeah,
Especially
I get
now that like you need wheat for the Christmas stuff. That's the only reason I'm farming. Is because I want those Christmas blocks when it comes Christmas time.
Oh, yeah, I get you. Was that a change? I don't seem to recall them needing that.
Yeah, they need bread.
Yeah. You need molasses and wheat to make the gingerbread.
Yeah.
Just along that line of thinking, I made one note that's just it just says more automation. I feel like we've touched on that with storage and stuff.
Yeah.
I would just like to some sort of like hopper system where I can queue up things to process.
Well, exactly,
queue up
yeah.
things to forge.
Yeah.
I know we have that inside of the forge and whatever. I would just like to be able to, put 2 stacks of stone in and forget about it and come back in there.
Yeah, just an item that would transfer something from either itself or from a chest into itself and then onwards, if it was applicable for the current job.
Yeah, I think a lot of the stuff I want is just to take away some of the grindiness of the game because I play it so much and so often. It's like a lot of these things I don't want to do because it's like, I don't want the grind of making, 300 stone rods to be what it is.
Yeah, like that's the thing.
Late game stuff, I guess.
Yeah, like just making stuff for very big builds can, like, for me it's not even necessarily the grind, it's just that I'm on my 3rd mouse. 2 mice have actually died to this game. And before that, I didn't have mice just dying to video games. This game has killed 2 mice. And it would be good to have automation just so that once I reach late game, I don't have to click frantically quite so much.
For the safety and security of your future mice.
Yes, exactly.
Something along those lines is also automated mob killing. I mean, it would have to be some sort of like system or some like machine you set up, I guess.
Yeah. Again, one thing
something that they'd have to figure out in the balance and not making it feel just super overpowered,
Yeah, like one thing I will say in terms of game design, I feel quite strongly when it comes to features like that, it's important that we focus on adding components which can be put together towards multiple different uses, rather than here's a thing and it does this specific thing and it doesn't do anything else.
Yeah.
Because, like, one of the good things of the redstone system is that it allows you to do all this crazy stuff, but it's not designed to do this stuff. It's just a load of components which you can put together and do whatever you want with. And I think expansion to the machine system should be kept as much as possible to be like that, where it's just a load of tools. It's up to you what you do with those tools. So, yeah. Maybe like a thing that damages things near it. And you could then use that to create like an automatic mob killing machine if you wanted to, but you could also use it for like base defense or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, even just something that can push mobs onto lava or something.
Yeah, like if fans...
You can do...
Yeah.
I know they're probably thinking, like, how can we not be an exact Minecraft clone? But sometimes, like, they did a really good job of this and that. It's like...
Yeah, like, different should be, different is, it's always difficult, that, because you have to think about, okay, so we want to be different, fine, okay, cool. But you need to make sure that by being different, you're not making yourself worse. Be different when you can be different and better, or different and equal. And I think it's possible that you can, I absolutely think it is possible to make it different and equal or better than Minecraft. It's just something that they'll have to be careful about.
I do think Creativerse has been doing that through their development. Like, it is, distinctly different than Minecraft, but similar in a lot of ways.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like, I actually quite like the way they're going with things, and yeah, I like the machines. I just I hope, because at this point of the machines we've got, it's difficult to know what direction they're going with it. I just hope they're going the way of giving us tools rather than like things for specific tasks, but basic components rather than complete things. Really, is what I want of that.
And I think there's a few changes / whatever that are obvious that everyone wants. Saving progress in adventures, multiplayer adventures.
Oh, multiplayer adventures, absolutely,
sort of
yeah.
I'm sure, I mean, I know they're already working towards that.
Yeah,
They haven't been secretive about that. I mean, that can almost go unsaid. That's
one of the reasons why I didn't
wants.
say it is because there's been at least hints that that's something they want to put in themselves, so I don't feel like we need to tell them.
I don't even know if it was a hint so much as I'm pretty sure they came out and said it.
Well, I'm saying hint because I can't remember for sure if they committed to it, and I wouldn't want to get hype up in the wrong way. But yeah, I'm quite sure that they've implied they're making it like that.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it because I know there's going to be somebody in the comments
Who's going to be like,
"Oh,
why didn't you mention this?
adventures, guys."
yeah. Multiplayer adventures would be fantastic. Actually, when we were setting up to do this video, Sloppy was saying that because we need to have more going on in the video, the last one we made, we were just standing around. He was saying it would be good if we had something to do, and multiplayer adventures would be a really fun thing for us to do while we talk about various topics.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to exit the world for just a second because there's one other thing on my list that I think it's more of like it'd just be a nice thing to have, but I think it would do a lot for the game itself. I'm just in the adventures menu right now.
Oh, yeah.
But I think they should do a better job, better ways to sort and find worlds and adventures. 'Cause
Oh,
right now,
yeah.
You have featured, which is just their list, right? They put those on a list. Then you have popular, which is, the top by the like. That's great. Then you have new, which is essentially nothing. There's no reason to go through that list. I've done it numerous times trying to find adventures. It's really hard to do because it's just half those adventures aren't even published. Or they're published and then privatized. My adventures is just ones you made. And then there's a search feature. I just feel like if you had ways to sort / find worlds, like I'm still unsure. When I go to like my worlds menu, I can go to recent, but there's no way for me to sort worlds that I've liked.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really hard for me to find a world, like even Project Singularity the Creators, worlds I play a ton in. Sometimes it's at the bottom of list of worlds I've been in recent.
Like, I think for search optimization, a good way to look at it is to think of them as products and look at companies that filter products, like Amazon, and look at the way they allow you to filter entries on their website, and then do something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think just better ways to find sort worlds and adventures could go like a huge amount. Or, even to go a little bit farther on it, if you had people, when they make an adventure, have a category section, parkour, story-based adventure.
Oh, yeah, tags.
World tour type thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
have it so you can tag your adventure.
Yeah. I think that could go a long way and be something that I think would, in my mind, that sounds easy to do. Again, I have no idea.
Well, tags at least shouldn't be difficult to do. A tagging system should be fairly simple.
I think there already is a tagging system in the like when you create an adventure.
There's the hashtags.
Yeah. But
people
it doesn't.
Have hashtags, but
so
I have
that just
no
needs to
idea
be. That just needs to be implemented into the.
Yeah.
Just like add search terms. So if you have like an adventure that has like story in your hashtags, then if you search story, that will come up. I think that's how that works. But having like actual tabs or something that you can easily search with, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but it's kind of half implemented. But it would be better if it was a system that worked like for tags. Look at social media websites and how they do it there. Any decent social media website will have all sorts of different ways of filtering that kind of stuff. YouTube itself.
That could go a long way. Because I try and find adventures all the time. I like playing them, and I do the videos in them and whatever. But I find it very difficult to find adventures easily, and there's not really a good way to do it yet. I think they do a good job of the ones that are on their featured page are really good. Usually the ones that sort up to popular, even though there's some that are just like all the recipes unlock here. I think that could go a big way towards making adventures a little bit cooler and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, thanks,
Especially if they get multiplayer.
Yeah.
And I think the ability to save an adventure will be huge as well. Something me and Saidan have talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing that would be pretty good. I would be surprised if that doesn't happen. But yeah, multi-stage adventures where you can like save and exit and come back to that point. That would be pretty cool.
Then you can do some really massive worlds and stuff, which I think could be really cool.
Oh yeah.
So right now you're limited to like a maximum, probably 20 minutes playtime type thing.
Yeah, because you were talking about how before you'd like to do something a bit like a CTM map for Creativerse, but it doesn't really work because the adventures have to be done in one sitting.
Yeah.
And those are designed to be done over like a longer period of play.
And that could kind of go along with the whole single-player offline worlds we were talking about before.
Yeah.
So I guess just another thing sort of unsaid is I don't want to say creative mode, because I don't know if giving people all the blocks they want to build these worlds is the best way to do it or whatnot.
Well, I actually think that would be good.
It's easier.
I think creative mode would be good for adventures because, again, like, a survival mode is all around balancing a player experience. Whereas with adventures, what you're doing is you're creating experience for other people. So where's the use in balancing your experience when you're trying to create an experience for other people?
Yeah.
That's true.
So yeah, I think a creative mode, even just for people who want to build in their own world as well, it just as a general thing would be really good. But I'm pretty sure they want to do that anyway.
I think the impression that I got when they were talking about it in their stream, I think, was kind of you'd switch into like an MC Edit almost style editing mode.
Oh yeah, they said something like that.
Oh yeah.
It'd be more of like a world edit type thing than like a build normally.
See, I'd love to have a creative build normally mode. And I think a lot of people would like that. People who just want to have some fun building. And like it again, you know, it's I don't see any disadvantage to having it.
No.
Like,
I mean, the only thing you can say is like, you know, some people will do that instead of playing survival, but it's like, so
yeah,
what?
so, you know, if that's the thing is, if you're having fun, and that's what the game's there to do. It's a fun deliverance system, and if people would like to have fun that way, then I think that they absolutely should be able to. It should be...
Only make adventures better.
Yeah, I think it should be a world setting, basically, that the world owner or admin can set.
I mean, pretty much every time they stream now, they do bring up that one of their big things is like having all kinds of options for the worlds.
Exactly. I'd be very surprised if they don't want to have a creative mode like system where you can just have access to blocks. But again, an MC edit like system for building adventures, that's even better than creative mode for adventures. So I absolutely support that as well. That'd be great.
I've never actually used MC Edit, so I have no idea.
It's awkward to start with, and I'm assuming the thing they're going to do would be a lot more user-friendly, because MC Edit is not user-friendly, but for building big things, it would be more efficient than just...
That's the one where you can like copy blocks and designs and stuff and copy and paste them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes even more sense when you're talking about adventures and stuff.
Yeah, and you can also kind of like place block macros, like you can save something as a design, or you can create generic shapes and choose what blocks go into them in what patterns and all sorts of things. It's pretty useful actually for creating maps. I've never really used it myself. I just am aware of it vaguely.
Yeah, I've used it quite a bit, and yeah, it's pretty cool once you get used to it. Yeah, I definitely think it could be more user-friendly. Yeah,
and that's one of the thing is, Playful Corp have been really good with everything they do. It's always user-friendly, so I wouldn't worry about that myself. I'd say whatever they do, it will be easy to use.
Yeah.
I mean, some people have some issues with machines, and I think for a Redstone user, they're a little bit unintuitive, but I think for someone who's never done anything like that, it's a lot easier. Than like starting with Redstone and going, oh, I basically have to know some basics of electronic engineering now to get this to work. Whereas machines, it kind of teaches you how to use them just reading their GUI.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice.
I wish you could do more with them.
Yeah. So Sloppy, what would you say? Are we kind of running to a close here?
Yeah, I think we are.
I think
Yeah, we've been chatting for quite a while.
it feels like we're hitting a
Almost
natural
turned
end.
into a podcast.
We're hitting we're almost hitting the 40-minute mark, so we're.
Oh wow.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
But I think there's, I mean, to be honest, I think long form in this kind of content is probably better.
Yeah,
I went through
sure, it's a
everything on my
podcast.
list, and
Yeah, I've done my list.
I mean, I think the biggest thing will be, to me, what I would like to see most, if we can just end with what we'd each like to see most, I think would be a good end point.
Yeah,
I would
sure.
love to see more stuff in the worlds. I think the adventures and the creative mode, everything will be great, but honestly, I'm having so much fun playing survival at this point that I would just love to see more in the worlds. You know, villages, temples, dungeons, whatever it happens to be. I would love to see more of that. A reason to go out and, you know, fly around and explore and stuff. That's something I would love to see.
Absolutely. I would add to that random generated worlds, especially with if it came along with what you said, it would be fantastic.
Oh yeah. I don't have anything else to add.
What of the things you brought up would you most like to see?
Everything. More things.
More things.
Better processor.
I don't think anyone would disagree with more things. I think that's a general statement that everyone can get behind.
Yeah, as long as they don't cost $10.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh, sorry. Got a cough in my throat.
Okay, guys. So I think that's it. I think we've come to the end of that.
If I could just say one thing in close.
Do?
None of this video was meant to bash Playful anyway. They do such an amazing job pushing out updates once a month, small team. And to be honest, there's never been an update that I've been like, well, that was disappointing.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic
I think we
actually.
always want more, but like they're a great company, and this was more just, you know, it's a game we're passionate about. It's stuff we'd like to see or whatnot.
Yeah. Putting it
I'm
into
sure Playful's working on half this stuff already.
Putting it into perspective, they will often put out more in a month than the developers of Minecraft will do in a year.
Oh, frequently, every month.
So
they basically do a Minecraft update.
So in a situation like that, I'd be mad to complain about the rate of the updates. It's fantastic. I'm actually surprised they've managed to keep it up.
It's very impressive.
So yeah, absolutely. I think they're a
Especially
great
since they
company.
Don't seem to ever break the game, which is
it's so I think they're a great company, and really the reason we're getting Tether here is to say what we'd like to see rather than to say they're doing anything wrong. Yeah.
I just thought that was important to point out.
Oh, good.
Our
Yeah.
comment sessions explode.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess as usual, if you would like to leave your own feedback of what you think, and especially what you'd like to see Playful put in, drop it in your relevant comment section. There'll be links to the other people's channels in the video as well, in the description. So go and check that out. We all do stuff. So we are people who make stuff and
what we do.
sometimes things. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks for watching. If you've survived this far.
Yeah. Thanks for watching this overly long, rambly video, and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.